Bren's Beauty Boutique. Thank you so much for joining me in the kitchen today. I'm really excited to share with you guys my taco salad recipe. Now this is another version of a jar salad that I make for my husband. Typically I make it for him maybe once a month. It's a little more of a kind of a treat because it is higher in fat. It's still wholesome ingredients. Things are organic. The meat is grass-fed and grass-finished, and so I still feel pretty good about it. And like I said, he only indulges about once a month in these. These salads aren't currently on my eating plan, so I'm not indulging just yet, but I will eventually. I'm not doing low carb. I'm not doing any specific diet. Just basically cut out all sugar. I don't eat any table sugar, and I've cut soy out of my diet, which has actually proven to be kind of challenging. But with that said, let's go right ahead and get into this recipe, my friends. I hope you enjoy it. Again, thanks for joining me in the kitchen, and let's get started. Here we go. All right, guys, I've got approximately 4 pounds of extra lean ground beef here. I'm just frying it up on medium heat. Now I'm going to add my garlic powder. I just drizzle it on. I don't measure. But I always check to make sure that our seasonings don't contain sugar. I'm going to add some chili powder, same thing. This is I'd say a lower carb meal if you do low carb. Definitely not low fat. Then we're going to add some ground cumin. And I literally just layer it on like so. We're going to add a little bit of Himalayan pink salt. And we're just going to give that a really good chop. I'm going to flip it over. If you're using grass-fed beef has a tendency to be a little more on the dry side typically, and it cooks up much more quickly as well. So just keep that in mind. You're not going to have as much grease either. I apologize too, you guys, if my stove is dirty. I do a lot of cooking. So try to clean it off the best I can, but I'm gonna flip it again. All right, guys, I'm just gonna turn the burner off now. I'm gonna let that meat sit on there and simmer for a moment. So you guys saw the seasonings that I used in the taco meat. We are moving on to a more organic brand. We're gonna go ahead and try these out next from Simply Organic. But I do have other seasonings up in my cabinet that I wanted to use up first. Obviously, I'm not going to waste those. So we're just using up the things that we already have, and then we're trying to move on to more healthy versions of those things as we cycle through everything in our pantry. All right, guys, now I'm going to remove this from the heat. I'm going to drain any excess oil from here and set it aside for now, and we're gonna move on to the rest of the taco salads. We're gonna put those together. All right, guys, as you can see, our meat is all ready to go, our ground beef. And this is actually the container it's going to stay in. He's gonna keep that in the refrigerator at work. And then he'll warm up the meat as he uses his salads. And this amount of meat is what he'll use for the whole week. I've also prepared our lettuce. I've washed it. And when I prepare the lettuce, I don't use a knife. I don't even use one of those salad knives. I just use my hands, and I tear that lettuce up really well and wash it up. I don't want the brown edges, and I don't think that hurts you necessarily, but I just don't like the looks of it. Makes it look old. And so I always just use my hands to break that lettuce up. I've got a couple different lettuces in there. I've got 2 heads of romaine and 1 head of green leafy lettuce. Then I've also shredded some fresh cheese, a couple of different kinds of cheese. Use whatever cheese you want, or naturally, if you're vegan or vegetarian, you can substitute any of this, any of these ingredients. I'm sure that there's some different options that you can use here to substitute, including our dressing, which we're going to make right now. This dressing may not look appealing to some of you, but I'm telling you, it is so amazingly delicious. My husband loves it, and this coming from a man who would never touch any kind of a condiment prior to us getting married, and he absolutely adores this dressing. But he does like to have this in his rotation because it's delicious and it really gives him something to look forward to in the week. All right, the first thing we're going to use for the dressing is approximately 2 cups of sour cream. Now you guys could use anything. You can use yogurt, plain non-fat yogurt for this. You could use cottage cheese. There's really quite a few different things that you could substitute these ingredients with. So you guys be creative and make this your own. Make it work with your eating routine or what you enjoy eating, like if you're vegan or vegetarian. All right, guys, next thing we're gonna use for the dressing is a mayonnaise. Now this is just a regular mayo, has no soy. We're avoiding sugar and soy. You can use any kind of mayonnaise you want. You can use something to substitute mayonnaise. You can use veganaise, I think that's what it's called. I've tried that, it's delicious. And that's a vegan or vegetarian option for you. And again, we're gonna do about 2 cups. And like I said in my last video, you guys, this is not something that I'm currently eating on my lifestyle plan, but I will eat these at some point again. They are absolutely delicious. All right, guys, the next thing we're adding to this dressing is a salsa. We're gonna use the Muir Glen organic. I typically make our own salsa. I have not had the time to do that, so this is the next best option for us. We're gonna use the garlic cilantro as well as the medium salsa. These contain 0 sugar and they're organic. We're gonna dump the medium salsa in right away. And I'm telling you guys, this dressing is going to make this salad. It is so yummy. So we dumped the entire jar in there. Now we're gonna give it a stir. I'm just gonna use a fork, just a table fork. I typically use 2 jars of salsa for this, but I also go by color here. I like it to be kind of a salmony pink color when it's all mixed together. So I am going to add our other entire jar of salsa now. And again, we're just going to stir that in. I'm just going to give that one more stir, you guys. Make sure everything's mixed in. This was the dressing that we used to serve at my parents' restaurant years ago. And when my sister would cook, she would mix this dressing up. And then we'd have the taco salad special, and all the customers absolutely adored this. It may not look tasty. I don't know how this is gonna look to you guys, but I can guarantee you it is delicious. Now we're just gonna set that aside for a moment. And we're gonna go ahead and cut up our jalapeno peppers. These have been washed, of course. Now you can add peppers, you don't have to. You guys can add whatever you'd like. You can add onion, you can add tomatoes. My husband likes them this way. He likes kind of simple, plain ingredients, but he enjoys jalapenos. So we're gonna go ahead and give these a chop. Take off the ends. Split them open. Now, if you guys want the heat, if you want this to be very spicy, you can keep some of your seeds. If you don't, take your seeds out. I'm gonna take the seeds out. Now we're just gonna go ahead and cut these up. You can cut them any way you want. I'm just gonna keep it simple, and I'm just gonna cut them this way, the short way. And we're just gonna set those aside as well for a moment. Now, after you've been cutting peppers, I know a lot of you probably already know this, but try not to touch your face, especially your eyes, because it will burn. Next, we're gonna cut up some freshly washed cilantro, guys. And we're just gonna give that a good chop. And of course, we're gonna set that aside as well. All right, guys, now comes the fun part, at least for me. We're going to be ladling our taco salad dressing into our jars. I like to use a ladle that's a little bit elongated, not completely round. Just going to drop that in. I typically do 2 to 3 ladles full in each salad, about like so. The next thing we're going to add is our jalapeños. And I'm not going to do a lot. I'm just going to do a couple of fingers full in each jar. And of course, all of this will be divvied up between 5 salad jars. Then we're going to do our cheese. Then we're going to add a little cilantro. We like a lot of cilantro, so. Then we're going to add our lettuce. And these are going to keep so nice and fresh in the refrigerator, you guys. For the full 5 to 7 days, they will stay nice and fresh as long as they're not reopened once they are sealed. Again, all we're going to do is divvy everything up between the 5 mason jars, and that's what I'm going to do now. All right, guys, so this is our taco salad, and it's so yummy and delicious. I can't wait to hear from you guys if you make this at home. My husband's not following the same food plan that I've created for myself, and that is okay. He's doing his own thing. This is more of a lower carb, higher fat option for him. He takes the beef to work in a glass container. He warms it up with individual servings throughout the week. All he has to do then is take 1 salad jar, dump it into a bowl or onto a plate, add the beef, and he's all set. So just make the substitutions that you need to make in order to make this fit your lifestyle. You could use ground turkey, you could use tofu. There's a lot of different things you can use to substitute the ground beef. You could use yogurt for the sauce. I mean, there's a lot of different things that you could use. I don't know all the vegan and vegetarian options that are available, but I'm sure that there are plenty available where you could go ahead and substitute these and create this to fit your own dietary needs. Once again, you guys, we have a fresh, delicious lunch or dinner that's really going to be easy and fast for somebody who's, living a fast-paced life, just doesn't have time to fix a meal. And as far as my husband goes, this really does help him to stay on track with his eating plan. And he truly enjoys these. Like I said, these are so simple. They're really easy to put these together, you guys. All you really have to do is cook up the meat, chop a few vegetables, whip up that sauce, and cut whatever else it is that you want to, whatever vegetables you want in your salad, make it your own. And it is so simple to have throughout the week. And these stay really, really fresh as long as they're not opened once the lids are on. All right, my friends, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and please let me know and tag me on social media if you decide to make this recipe. I'm anxious to hear from you guys, and I hope you enjoy this taco salad as much as we do. Our family absolutely loves this. Like I said, it may not look like much, but it is so delicious. I really think you guys will love this. Make whatever substitutions you need to make it your own, my friends. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video as much as I've enjoyed bringing it to you, please give this video a like, my friends, and subscribe if you're not already. Would love to have you as part of the Bren's Beauty Boutique family here on YouTube. Love you guys so much. I thank you for carving a little time out of your busy day to spend some time with me in the kitchen today. Have a beautiful day, my friends. I will see you soon. Bye.